Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because the Cleveland Browns are standing at the edge of a cliff. The decisions made in the next 48 hours will define this franchise for years. We are talking about a complete philosophical shift. The shield is cracked with Jim Schwartz gone, and the front office is scrambling to find a savior for that defense. But that is not all. While the defense is in chaos, the plan under center is being cemented in stone. And it is controversial. This is critical. This is urgent. Let's go.
Let's get straight to the hard facts, because the situation in Cleveland is developing rapidly. Sources inside the building have confirmed to me that the Browns have officially advanced to the final stage of their search for a new defensive coordinator. We are looking at 3 finalists, 3 names left on the board to fill the massive shoes left by Jim Schwartz. And the name that is generating the most significant buzz within league circles right now is Corey Undlin. Understand what is happening here. This is not just a standard hiring cycle. This is a rescue mission for the identity of the team. The organization has identified Undlin as a primary candidate because they believe his schematic philosophy aligns with the aggressive, downhill style that the dog pound demands. But let me switch gears and tell you what this really means, because frankly, this is terrifying. You had Jim Schwartz. You had the architect of one of the most feared units in football. He walks away, and now you are scrambling to plug the hole? The pressure on Corey Undlin or whoever takes this job is going to be suffocating. We are talking about a defense that was the backbone of this franchise. You don't just walk in there and replicate that energy. You have to earn it. The report indicates that this decision is considered absolutely urgent. They want the structure in place yesterday. Why? Because you cannot go into the offseason program with a question mark at the most critical coaching position on the staff. The players need to know who is leading them into battle. The front office knows that if they get this wrong, the window shuts. It is that simple. Corey Undlin has the resume. He has the experience. But does he have the command? That is the question keeping executives awake at night in Berea. The process has been rigorous, but speed is now the priority. They are not waiting around. They have their guys, they have their interviews done, and they are ready to pull the trigger. This is a pivotal moment for Kevin Stefanski. He needs a partner on the defensive side who can operate autonomously, just like Schwartz did. If he has to micromanage the defense, the whole ship sinks. So keep your eyes on Corey Undlin. The buzz is real, the interest is mutual, and the stakes could not be higher. This team is built to win now, and they cannot afford a learning curve. They need a master tactician from day one. The interview process has been exhaustive for a reason. They are looking for a specific type of leadership, a leader of men, someone who can look Myles Garrett in the eye and command respect. Is Undlin that guy? The Browns seem to think there is a very strong chance he is. Time is running out. We are watching the foundation being laid for the next era of Cleveland football, and it all starts with this signature on the dotted line. This is the move that dictates everything else.
Listen, the dog pound deserves the truth. No filters attached. If you want to stay ahead of the curve with breaking news and real talk about our Browns, hit that subscribe button right now. Do not miss a single update.
Now, while the defense is undergoing a seismic shift, let's talk about the most controversial position in all of sports, the Cleveland Browns. I have received information regarding the internal strategy for the 2026 season, and it is going to ruffle some feathers. Analysis from deep within the organization suggests that the Browns do not, I repeat, do not intend to promote an open competition for the starting quarterback job. The discussions taking place behind closed doors indicate a strong preference for stability. The directive is clear: maintain the hierarchy, support the starter, and focus all remaining resources on reinforcing the other 52 spots on the roster. From a management perspective, this is a calculated risk. They are looking at the salary cap, they are looking at the draft capital, and they are saying we cannot afford a civil war in the quarterback room. But let me tell you why this makes my blood boil. Since when is competition a bad thing? This is the National Football League. You eat what you kill. If you are the starter, you should be able to defend your throne against anybody. By declaring no competition, you are breeding complacency. You are telling the locker room that some spots are given, not earned. That is a dangerous message to send to a team that is trying to contend for a Super Bowl. I understand the logic of using resources elsewhere. I get it. The offensive line needs depth. The receiver room needs speed. But the quarterback is the engine. If the engine is sputtering, it doesn't matter how shiny the tires are. The Browns are betting their entire future on the idea that continuity is the magic potion. They believe that by removing the threat of a backup stealing the job, the starter will play with more confidence and freedom. It is a psychological gamble. They are essentially saying, "We trust you, now go prove us right." But what if they are wrong? What if we get to week 4 and the offense is stagnant? Then what? You have no contingency plan because you refuse to bring in legitimate competition. This is the definition of putting all your eggs in one basket. The front office is convinced this is the path to stability. They are tired of the carousel. They want a franchise face, and they are willing to force it if necessary. This decision impacts every single play call, every single game plan. It changes the dynamic of training camp completely. Instead of a battle, we are going to see a coronation. And historically, coronations in Cleveland do not end well. The fans want to see fire. They want to see hunger. This report suggests we are going to see a safety net instead. It is a strategic move, yes, but is it a winning move? One thing is certain. The pressure on the starter just doubled because there are no excuses left.
We have to circle back to the defensive coordinator search because the situation has escalated dramatically in the last few hours. We started this report talking about finalists, but now we are talking about a conclusion. Sources indicate that the Cleveland Browns have taken a massive step forward to hiring Jim Schwartz's replacement. The timeline has accelerated. The team has concluded critical interview stages within the last 24 hours, and we are rapidly approaching an official announcement. This is not smoke, this is fire. The sense of urgency inside the building has reached a fever pitch. They know the clock is ticking against them. Every day without a defensive coordinator is a day the opposition gets a head start. The interviews are done. The vetting is complete. The decision makers are in the room right now finalizing the details. Why the rush? Because the domino effect of this hire is colossal. This isn't just about calling plays on Sunday. This is about free agency strategy. This is about draft evaluations. You cannot buy groceries if you don't know what meal you are cooking. The new coordinator needs to be in the building to evaluate the talent on the roster before the league year opens. That is why they are moving at light speed. And let's be real for a second. The shoes they are trying to fill are gigantic. Jim Schwartz didn't just coach the defense, he transformed the culture. He made them nasty. He made them arrogant in the best possible way. The new guy has to walk in and keep that same energy immediately. There is no grace period. The fans are waiting, the players are waiting, and the league is watching. If they announce this hire tomorrow, the real work begins instantly. We are talking about scheme fit, personality fit, and staff assembly. It is a logistical nightmare if you drag your feet, so the Browns are sprinting to the finish line. I love the aggression from the front office here. They identified the problem, they identified the candidates, and they are closing the deal. No hesitation. That is how winning organizations operate. But the final verdict rests on the name they announce. Is it the right name? We are about to find out very, very soon. The anticipation is building, and you can feel the tension. This is the first major domino of the offseason, and once it falls, everything else starts to move. The stability of the entire franchise hinges on this transition being seamless. They cannot afford a hiccup. They cannot afford a misstep. They are locking it down, and we should have a name etched in stone imminently. The search is effectively over. Now the era of the new defense begins. Get ready, Cleveland, because the news is coming down the pipe any second now. The silence from Berea is about to break, and the roar of the dog pound will follow. This is the moment we have been waiting for. This is the moment of truth for Cleveland. We are looking at a franchise trying to plug a massive leak on defense while betting the house on stability at quarterback. It is a high-wire act with no safety net. If they hire the wrong coordinator, the defense crumbles. If they are wrong about the quarterback, the offense stalls. The margin for error is zero. I need to hear from you right now in the comments. Is Corey Undlin the answer? And are you comfortable handing over the keys to the offense without a training camp battle? Let your voice be heard, Dog Pound. We are in this together, and we will be watching every single move. Stay tuned.